Well, this is my first GoPro with me doing my evening walk. Leaving my house. There's the house. And we are on the way. So over here you'll see we got a sunset going on, but the sun's already down. It looks like it's going to be a nice week here in Utah. Weather's starting to warm up. If you haven't noticed, as I'm walking around here, my house, we have a nice little community park right here in the middle. You know, it's nice that we have this little open area, even though we're not on a HOA. We do have this nice little park right a couple doors down from our house, and I kind of just start my walking around it, and then I kind of head toward the mountains where you can see right over that away. So I'm going to just show you the valley here. And there you go. I'm glad now that I'm doing more of this walking, feeling better about myself, losing weight. Went to the doctor's office, was getting to a number that I was saying to myself, nope, can't get over that number. And for the last 2 months, I've been pretty darn good about what I put in my mouth. Before, I wouldn't do more than 1,000 steps a day. I would just be sitting around all the time, stuffing my face, eating in the fog when I'm not really hungry, not caring what the food was, heavily calorie dense foods. And now, the last 2 months, I've changed my eating habits. Right now, I'm pretty much done eating for the day. I probably eat around a little over 1,200 calories, but take about a mile walk during my lunch hour at work. Every time I get up at work, make a couple laps around the building, park the furthest away I can from the office and walk to my building. And before you know it, the end of the day comes at work, I'm already at 5,000 steps. Come home, hang out with the family a little bit, eat some dinner, and I come out and I do a 2-mile walk, a little bit less, around 2 miles. Before you know it, I'm close to 10,000 steps. For my weight, doing 10,000 steps a day burns almost 1,100 calories. So all the food that I ate gets burned away. My base metabolic rate is my weight loss for the day, which is pretty good because a guy my size, my basal metabolic rate was around 2,800 calories. So we're about thereabouts, depending upon the day, I guess, right? How much protein I eat, how much movement I've done, all those type of things just add up to your base rate. So you do all those type of calculations, and on average I've been losing about close to 5 pounds a week. Been using Noom to help me along with get my mind right with food with my relationship with it, when I eat, why I eat, how I eat, giving me tools to help me understand what I need to do and how I can become a better me, a more healthier me, and do things that I was too fat to do before. And when you get big, you kind of lose out in a lot. And you start just thinking that, you know what, that's just the way my life is, and I'm okay with it. So you make these big, I guess, sacrifices, and you write it off to, this is just the way it is. And I'm happy. Even though you know you wish you could do other things. You wish you can go horseback riding with your wife. And you can't right now because they won't let you take out a horse at your weight and put that weight on the horse's back. Or you go on a cruise and you can't go down that awesome water slide because they have a weight limit. Or you always dreamt about going scuba diving and it won't work for you because, you know, the amount of weight that they have to put on you to give you some neutral buoyancy because of how much fat you have around your body and how that just wants to float you to the top. And with all that extra weight, the strain on your body to move that extra weight in addition to your large weight to begin with makes it very difficult for you. I used to love going on, different amusement park rides and roller coasters. And now you can't go on them anymore because you can't fit into the seat. And you get kind of bummed out about that at the time, but then you kind of just write it off. And now I'm no longer writing it off. Saying to myself, you want to do these things. You don't want to be buried in a piano case. You got to start getting real with yourself. You got to start realizing that life is too short to be willing to give up the things that you want to do. And, go get older before your time. So, that's the goal, right? To not get older before your time. You can always become a better version of you. And, during this whole pandemic, you see all the people dying, and they talk about these pre-existing conditions. And the one little fact that you don't hear a lot of, but it's a fact, 73% of the people who passed away from this disease were obese. They might have had some other underlying conditions as well, but 73% of them were obese. I was afraid if I catched it that, between my weight and because of my weight, the high blood pressure, the high cholesterol, precursors to heart disease, wearing a CPAP due to sleep apnea because of my weight, all those things. If all of a sudden this thing attacked my lungs and I wasn't able to breathe well, who knows? ventilator, death, right? I got too much to live for, too many things to see, too many things I want to do. Work too hard to not enjoy the fruits of my labor as I get older with my wife, see my grandchildren. Bet we don't have any yet, but eventually we will. And see my great-grandchildren that I don't have any yet, but probably eventually will. And if I could be around to see them, that's what I want. I don't want to be gone.